What's up, everybody? Sorry for all the delays today. Real life stuff had to happen. You have to pre-order the game to get access to the beta, and it's very limited beta at the moment. But we've been teased that there's going to be a beta update with potentially some more content incoming. So we'll have to see how that goes. I need to set up a pre-order, some sort of a pre-order command. In the bot there. So anyway, y'all, as you see, I decided to start the day off with a rock around here real quick. And then I want to join some public matches today. What's going on, Icos? How you doing? So I want to just join up on some public matches today and see what people are doing out there, see what kind of builds people are using, etc. It's really a mixture, Lucas. It's its own game. It's got a lot of similarities to DD1, and it's got. See the clip? I don't know, Icos. I don't check my private messages on Discord very often because I get spammed with them. So I'm not sure. Oh, anyway, it's got DD, like the DD1 base, but it's got some quality of life stuff from DD2 added in. I mean, hopefully they add in more of that quality of life DD2 things. But I mean, we'll see. It's still early, you know. It's a very limited look as far as what we get in the beta here. I actually haven't played in a few days. I've been kind of hard grinding the Diablo Season 19. What are you up to today, Luis? I'm anxious to see what we get. I mean, obviously, it was a very elusive tease, you know, as far as any potential extra content we get in the beta. It was extremely elusive. It didn't say much of anything. Now, it was backed up by Augie in Discord. Augie is the CEO, the big enchilada. It was backed up by Augie in Discord that there would indeed be more content coming. So we'll have to see, you know, exactly what that ends up being. I mean, anything's better than nothing, right? Right now, it's just a very limited look. Very limited. Anyway, I do apologize for being so late today. I got, well, to start off, I got caught up on some sleep, which was much needed, because I haven't really been sleeping a whole lot. So my butt just did not get out of bed today. And then when I got out of bed, I ended up having a million things to do before I could get things started today. Was debating on what to play, too. I haven't played, like I said, I hadn't played any DDA in a few days. So, you know, still on the hunt for that elusive rock. The elusive rock. Where, oh, where are you? So what about you all? Anybody, what's everybody playing today? Anybody playing anything different or grinding out stuff or what's everybody doing? I tell you what I kind of want to check out, but I know it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, it's very, very buggy. There, Luis. Very buggy indeed. Oh, damn. First day off in like 12 days? That's crazy. DD2 AP resets. Playing some Modern Warfare. Oh, that's right. BGs are there in WoW Classic. That'll keep everybody busy for a while. I thought they were starting off with Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. Did they add in more? Nice, Icos. I debated on doing that myself, but I don't want to commit to that kind of time. Oh, it's Warsaw Gulch in AV. I thought it was AB. Alterac Valley. How's the Alterac Valley runs? Is it the speed runs through AV like it has become now, or is it the old school Alterac Valley that takes 12 hours or 24 hours or whatever to complete a match? Oh, that's pretty impressive, Fisk. Just boss rush. I mean, that's fair. It's still fun. I always enjoyed Alterac Valley. They implemented the wrong version. Well, I mean, at that point in time when that update hit, the classic WoW update, that's where Alterac Valley was at. Oh, I hear you there, Shiv. That is the #1 reason I've stayed away from it, to be honest. Like, I get really addicted on Diablo. And, like, when the Diablo 3 season comes, I grind. But it wears off. It's like a few weeks and I'm done, and I don't play it again until the next season. So, you know, I mean, I'll sink that big time commitment in right at first, but it will only last a few weeks. I'm actually getting close to that point now, to be honest. Even though it didn't even really take a few weeks. I've been having fun on the Barbarian this season. I mean, theoretically, between now and February, that's what... I mean, let's just assume the worst and say the game launches... Say DDA launches on the last day of February. That's what, 2.5 months. I mean, looking at it that way, if I decided to go like heavy-duty grind mode, which I'm not going to do, but say I decided to do that on AP resets... In 2.5 months, I think I could probably knock out over 100 for sure. That would put me up to what, 175 or so? Oh, it's the 1.6 AV and not the 1.1.2. Well, they had to move that Horde launch spot back. That was one aspect of it. Oh, I don't plan on doing it, Fisk. I just want to play other stuff, you know? I mean, there's... My main... I've said this a bunch of times, but my main regret for my massive addiction to DD2 is I missed out on so many really, really great games. And... I'm definitely not going to miss out on any of the stuff I got sitting right now. I still got games sitting. I was so stoked to play that, what's it called? After the... I can't remember what it's called. It's that city builder... I don't remember. Or no, it's Surviving the Aftermath. Not After, though. Surviving the Aftermath. I was so excited to play Surviving the Aftermath, and I got a I requested a review code and they hooked me up with it, and here it is 2 weeks later. I still haven't played it. And you know, that's what happens with Dungeon Defenders type games and my level of addiction to them. But yeah, I want to play that. I kind of want to play that new Star Wars game. I want to play Plants vs. Zombies, their new game. I mean, I think the Plants vs. Zombies one won't offer me a ton of playtime. But I think it will be really fun to go through, you know? I've been really looking at playing X4 Foundations. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that franchise. But I also know that if I get into X4, it's going to eat up a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, I still got to get to Endgame and 7 Days to Die. I wanted to actually play some 7 Days today, but Omni is real life stuff or sleeping or doing something. He's nowhere to be found today. I didn't want to play through it without him. But yeah, I've been itching to do that too. I mean, so many games, you know. That too, IHOPs. I mean, I debated on doing a Bloons playthrough. I still might do that, but I might do it as an edited, like an edited series on the channel, since it does take so much time to run the maps. Yeah, he's got, you know, we're on different time schedules. See, the way it used to be is both of our sleep schedules were completely screwed, and it worked out well, and that's why we ended up playing so many games together over the years. But now his sleep schedule is the exact opposite of mine. So, I mean, like, normally when he's getting up, I'm going to bed. So, just complete opposites. Doesn't leave a lot of Omni game time there, you know. When you upgrade the towers, doesn't change appearance. I mean, that could be something that changes, you know. It's way too early to be judging stuff like that. That's like polished details that come at the very end. You live for the blame. Fair enough. I mean, hopefully they put a visual change in. DD1 had it, right? Did DD1 have a visual change to the towers when you upgraded them? I'm pretty sure it did. Other than just the stars. Or did it not? I don't remember. It did not. Well, it may not then, because I know that the game is heavily based on DD1. We got to remember too, in that comparison, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, DD1's way better, it's got so much to do. But you have to do apples to apples comparison, so you'd have to compare what we get at launch in DDA versus what we got at launch in DD1. You know, you can't include all the DD DLCs, because there was a lot of them. You made an oops on your reset and didn't notice till 10 floors in? I mean, that's fair. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I made plenty of oopses on my resets. Now, I had the luxury doing AP resets of the wife having an account. I mean, I've got alt accounts too, but the wife's account had inventory space. It had bags on it, you know? So I had the luxury when I was doing resets of, if I found a nice Chaos 7, 10 out of 10, whatever, I could trade it to the wife until I was done with AP resets, and then have her trade all that stuff back to me. So that was certainly a nice little quality of life thing. Releases February 2020. There's us. I do it with my alt to an extent, but my alt doesn't have the inventory, the bag space that the wife does on her account. You know? I debated on doing that too, playing around a little bit with the alt. Right now in DD2, I'm so overpowered with everything that, you know, it ruins or takes away some of the excitement of being able to clear something for the first time or whatever. So I debated on playing some on my alt account. But then again, when you look at it that way, if I'm going to do that, well, why wouldn't I just play on Xbox or a different platform instead? Because I have those accounts as well. And then you start thinking of, oh, well, you know, this account needs to grind this many hours into it before it's even remotely playable, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I got higher standards than a lot of people because I've just been playing it for so long. But, and then it makes me think, oh, well, I've got these 100+ games sitting in my Steam library that I've yet to ever open one time. So, you know, you get all of that. X4, I think, is something I'd be interested in, but the only thing that's concerning to me is just straight up the amount of time. You know, I mean, that game is a big sandbox game with a lot of depth, which of course means you'd have to put massive amounts of time into it. What's going on there, Aiden? I've been right here, man. Just chillaxing. You know, the wife's day's off Sunday, Monday. Yesterday I didn't get to stream because I had that Bloons Tower Defense Tuesday derp. For those like Tower Defense Tuesday videos, I take advantage of a website called Press Kit. And Press Kit is a third-party website. It's not from any game developer, but they're basically like a data miner. They'll put together a whole bunch of information about the game. You can go there. If it's a game that you have not played yet or whatever, you can go there. It will have a ton of info about the game, about the developer, etc., etc. Well, Press Kit had a lot of bad info on Bloons. And I had used that bad info, and I had a bunch of people calling me out on it. Of course, to the average viewer, they don't know that I got that info from somewhere else. They think it's just me coming up with that info. But, of course, you know, all information comes from somewhere, right? Well, for Tower Defense Tuesday games, I use a different website. What's up, Cheese Grilled? Do you still do Dungeon Defenders to live, or is it just... I'm not really sure what you're asking, Aiden. I mean, I still play Dungeon Defenders 2, if that's what you're asking. I still play Dungeon Defenders 1. I mean, I play every Dungeon Defenders game right now except Dungeon Defenders Eternity. I refuse to start up a local save on DDE, which I could, but I would be completely starting fresh. Your mic is a little bit off. Well, fix it. I suspend my mic from the ceiling. I don't use a floor-based microphone stand anymore. And I just moved mine, and I'm going to have to make some tweaks to it. If you mean my mic sounds a little off. It definitely sounds a little off right now. Well, I mean, what? I haven't done a DD2 stream in 2 weeks, and you're already asking me if I don't do it anymore? Dang, dude. Patient much? Yeah, but I'm going to play what's available to me. I mean, DDA is the next thing. DD2 is the old thing now. So, of course I want to play the next thing, you know? I would rather play the next thing than the old thing. But yeah, I mean, once the beta's over, I'm going to be back playing a bunch of DD2 again. More than now. But, I mean, I debated on streaming some DD2 today. But I just don't, you know. The only goal I have right now in DD2 is completely a vanity goal. Which, for no real reason. And that is, I want to get over 9,000 Ascension, so I can say I'm over 9,000. I mean, what other reason would you have for that, right? I want to be able to say I'm over 9,000, and I'm like only a few hundred Ascension away. So I kind of want to do some XP grinding here to get over 9,000. And then, you know, I'll be able to make the memes. I can't do the memes now. DDA, you can really do just about any of the maps. You want to do them in a full group if you're concerned about leveling. I mean, it's DD1's leveling model and XP model, so there is no quick. We don't have Nightmare mode. Quick will be in Nightmare mode or Massacre mode once those come out. But since we don't have access to those, picture leveling in Dungeon Defenders 1 using Insane mode only. Well, that's what we've got right now. So the leveling is slow. The beta is only limited, Aiden. It's only going to be live. Well, they pushed it back. It was supposed to end. The beta was supposed to be over in 2 days originally. But now they're extended it, and they said they're going to leave it active through January. So we'll have the beta into January now. I mean, once DDA actually launches, I'll have a day or maybe 2 days every month that I do DD2. I don't have any intention on stopping playing DD2, but DDA will be my main game. There's no doubt about that. I mean, like I said, it's back to the old game versus the new game. Do you want to keep playing the old game or do you want to play the new game? Well, I want to play the new game, you know? So I'll be doing much more DDA than DD2 after it launches. But up until then, it'll be pretty mixed. I mean, DD2 is a great game, don't get me wrong. It's just, I've been playing it for 6 years. You know? Over 6 years. I've been playing it for almost 7 years now. 7 years, one game. And it's not called World of Warcraft. I mean, who can say that about very many games out there? Now, DD1, there's plenty of people that have been playing DD1 for, what, almost a decade? But, I mean, DD2 is not going to have significant content changes. So I've pretty much experienced all of the game that I care to experience, you know? The only thing I'm missing is going up into floor 900 and Onslaught, and I just have no interest in doing that. It's just not fun for me. And it's not, I mean, I'm motivated, you guys know, you hear me talking about it all the time. I'm motivated to grind games based off of loot. And there's no more loot. I've got all the loot. You know? If there was special loot for keeping on continuing to climb Onslaught, then I would continue to climb Onslaught, but there is no loot. I actually did play Iron Brigade briefly way back when, Forsaken. That's one that I should cover on that Tower Defense Tuesday. It was a good game. There's lots of classic or older Tower Defense games that were really good that sadly weren't, you know, either the developer started taking a different path or the game wasn't profitable enough for them to bother making a sequel to, you know, whatever. I mean, for whatever their own reasons are. There's people out there with 25, 26,000 Ascension. Listen. What do I spend my expect points on? In DDA, I put them into, I split them up depending on the gear, but I prioritize defense power on just about every piece, or every item. This guy is a tower boost monk, so I've put all the points into the tower boost. It's all about those AP resets. I mean, getting thousands of Ascension is nothing. I mean, as it is right now, I get, just where I'm at 65 resets, I get 3 Ascension levels for almost every map I run. You know, if I got the win streak bonus going, I get 3 Ascension levels every single map I run. Every expedition map I run, I should say. So, and I'm not even, I mean, I've only got 65 AP resets. I mean, there's people with 200 plus AP resets. Imagine what they're getting. They're getting 10, 12, 15 Ascension levels every map. So 10, 12, 15 Ascension levels every 6 minutes or so. You know? Oh, now that Double Fine has the rights back to Iron Brigade, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I didn't know that there was a deal with the rights to that game. I tell you what we're missing. We got Dungeon Defenders Awaken coming. We've got Orcs Must Die 3 coming. What we're missing is Sanctum 3. And Sanctum 3 won't be here anytime soon. Sadly. Satisfactory is still in development. So Coffee Stain's not gonna, you know, they're not gonna split the team to work on another new game when their current new game is not even released yet. The Blame Omni GoFundMe page. If I was to do a GoFundMe page for anybody, it would be for me. Because I mean, I'm at a rough position right now with my system. I'm just really close to needing major upgrades and just don't have the money to do it. I'm gonna have to just tough it out and hope stuff lasts as long as I can. Lasts as long as I can make it. I'm using a backup GPU right now. My 1070 burned out, and I had a RX 580 that was sitting here. So I had to switch to the RX 580. I was hoping to maybe get another GPU this holiday season with the sales, but the bank account says no. It says don't buy a GPU. Feed the wife and cat instead. But yeah, GoFundMe, it just seems inappropriate for a GoFundMe page, though. Well, I mean, the prices are actually really competitive now. Oh man, look at that POS. Oof. The prices now are very competitive compared to where they were. You know. What's going on, Steven? How you doing? See, I mean, prices are super competitive compared to where they were, but they're just not, you know, you've got to have an extra few $100 laying around. That's just how it is. You can get it, like, the card to get right now is a 2060 Super, I think. Is the best, most bang for your buck. Without having to spend thousands of dollars or whatever. But they're still pricey, you know, it's $300+. I mean, hell, you can buy an entire Xbox for that. Yeah, man, wrong button. Dang it. My Steam profile's public for me. You can look at it whenever you want. Between all the platforms, it's more like about 10K, probably. I don't even know what I've got on my main account. Let me look. Let's see. My main account has 8,600 hours on it. 8,603. And then I've got a 1,000+ Ascension level alt account. That's got a few hundred hours into it. I've probably got 1,000 hours on PlayStation or close to it. And at least a few hundred hours on Xbox. Too many damn hours. That's the real answer. Too many hours. Once you get that bug sunk in, you have no choice. Just to keep playing, you know. Boy, the rain is coming down today. Crap, man. It gets me every time there, that stupid geyser. You know what, I might just back out instead of going to wave 25. I already got a crappy rock. I left it laying. POS. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to get some public matches going today. I don't want to just sit here and grind this. So let's head on out. And let's see what people are doing. If there's any publics up. I mean, now it is thinned out a little bit. We got an easy and a medium, is it? I feel like joining either of those would be ruining somebody's experience. That's too soon to tell there, Hermia. I mean, I'll play a bunch of DDA, I know that for sure. How much, though? I don't know how much. Too soon to tell. Yeah, just no other matches going there besides the easy and the medium match. Let's see. Let me just start one. Let's go through all the campaign maps on Insane. We'll start right off in Deeper Well here. Make it public. Feel free to join if you want to join. Let's see, man, I put that RO way too far back. It'll be alright. It'll be good enough for campaign mode. My day is great. No complaints. Just getting started, really. It's what? 6 o'clock now. It's terrible. 6 p.m. and I'm saying just getting started. I had to do real life today, which, you know, there are more fun simulators out there than the real life simulator. So I didn't go to bed until about 7 a.m. and I slept in. I slept till like 2. And not quite 2. 1:30-ish. But then had to do all the real life stuff, so... Man, the more I talk about that X4 game, the more I want to check it out. Maybe I'll download it tonight and check it out. I feel like if I stopped playing Diablo 3 right now for this season, I don't feel like I will have made it as far as I want to. So I definitely have a little bit more Diablo 3 to get done. Let's see. Let's just throw some flame bursts. Well, not really. I'm just chillaxing. There, Aiden. I'm not enthusiastic about anything. I'm just kind of chillaxing. Rough day, having to wake up and then instantly get real life going right out of the gates with no wake up time, you know. So just kind of winding down and playing some games. Surprised nobody joined me though. Maybe there's just not many people online right now. We don't have tracking for the beta, so you can't look at Steam charts and see how many players there are. I'm assuming because it's not actually listed as a launched game on Steam yet, so their database isn't picking up the info. Playing some Black Ops 4. I'm not really into Call of Duty games. I kind of lost interest in those after the last one I played for real was World at War. And I just lost interest after that one. And then Destiny 2 I was really excited about this Destiny 2 Shadowkeep expansion. And I just don't really feel like they delivered. I feel like this is actually like one of the worst expansions for Destiny 2, in my opinion. So that was a real bummer because I was excited to grind out some Destiny 2 here over the holiday and everything. But yeah, I didn't even get this new season pass. I just like, nah, I'll just pass. I mean, all I would do is grind through the season pass just to get the cosmetics. And then at the end of the season pass, just be done with it, you know? So I am not sure what I want to do. Like I said, that new Star Wars game has definitely piqued my interest a bit. And then the smartest way to play that right now, if you just want to play through it, the smartest way to play that right now is to get that EA Origin Access thing for a month. You get that for a month and you can play any of the games on the Origin Access list. And there's another one too, that Plants vs. Zombie game that's on there that I'd like to play through. Yep, still upgrading. Alright, let's go to the next map. I'll wait a couple minutes this time, see if anybody's wanting to hop in and join me. Right now I'm playing Diablo 3. I want to start that X4 Foundations game, but I'm a little bit hesitant to because I do know that it's going to be a lot of content, a lot of time. Hello Kitty Adventure Island. I haven't played that one. I know it's really highly suggested on your favorite games list there, Icos, but I got a 7 Days to Die playthrough midway right now. So, I mean, got lots of games to play. It's just a matter of choosing. That's one of the problems with, another one of the problems with being addicted to Dungeon Defenders games. I love the games to death, but God, they are really so addicting. When I get some spare time to play, and I don't know what I want to play, I sit there And I do one of two things. I either eat up all the spare time debating on what to play, or I just load in and start playing Dungeon Defenders. That's one of the challenges. One of the challenges that comes with game addiction. Okay, let's just do that. And over here we can just manual kill everything. About to cross the 1,000-hour mark for 7 days. Nice. And that game's not even launched yet. Well, I mean, it's a meme now, whether or not it ever will launch. That's got to be one of the longest running early access games on Steam. I mean, I don't know. I may be completely off base with that. But I would guess that's probably one of the longest running ones that still is not launched yet. Oh, there we go. Mr. Pickles. Long time no see. I meant to pole smash you, Mr. Pickles. Wrong game. Instead, I tower boosted you. I hit the number 1 button for the pole smash, but it didn't work. I mean, 7 Days is definitely a good game. That's another game that you can sink a lot of time into as well. Get wrecked, bands. Well, I mean, the player base has come and gone many times over, Icos. I mean, what does it say? Let me look real quick. Let me look on Steam charts real fast and see. Wow, it's actually way up right now, but dropping from last month. It's got 17,000 average players over the last 30 days. November was 19,000 average players. And you can go through their history and see when they had a major change to alpha. Like you can see Alpha 17 launched. You can see when Alpha 16 launched. I mean, you can see that all right on the Steam chart numbers. People pop back in and play the crap out of it for a while. And then they drop off. But right now, it's got more average players. If you look at November's numbers are the highest it's been ever. That's impressive. Since the day it hit Steam Early Access in 2013, that is the largest player base it's had the entire time. That's definitely impressive. So, I mean, they did something right there. Maybe I need to start up a playthrough without Omni. That way I don't have to wait for him. Alright, Aiden, take it easy. Mainly play it to see what kind of demonic creations you can create to make the zombies suffer. That's fair. I mean, I want to get a playthrough to that point, to an end game point where I can start doing that too. But it's just, without cheating to the end, it's such a grind, you know? I mean, I'm half tempted just to continue an Omni and I's playthrough, and he joins me when he joins me, you know. But I'd have to talk to him about that first. As it stands right now, though, I mean, he's playing other stuff. He's been playing through XCOM 2, which is a fantastic game, you know. He's getting ready for, Phoenix Point. Phoenix Point, hopefully will be out soon. It was supposed to come, December 2nd, and then got moved back. I don't think there's a current date for Phoenix Point. You have a legit and a creative mode playthrough? Yeah, that's fair. Phoenix Point should be good, though. I think that could be interesting. Get that XCOM 1 feel going again. The player models. Yeah, the game itself looks fantastic, but I think most people would agree the character models have not really impressed anyone. The game as a whole, the amount of detail in the worlds and the maps themselves just look ridiculously good. But the character models, like I said, I don't know anyone that's straight up a big fan of them. Not one single person. And it's not that they went back to being kids like in DD1. That's not really an issue. It's just how, I don't know. I'm not going to let it ruin the game for me. And I would suggest others don't as well. The problem a lot of people have run into is they're judging the character models as the entire game. In where the maps look super ridiculously gorgeous, no one's giving them any credit. They're just going, oh, game looks terrible. Hate the player models. Well, the player models don't make the game. I mean, if the character models make the game for you, then that's unfortunate, you know? But the character models won't make or break the game for me personally. I brought it up before, but I mean, you're talking to somebody who's played Minecraft for 1,000 hours. If I cared about character models over gameplay, then, you know, that would have never been a thing. I'm not sure how many hours I got into, like, Stardew. Probably not as many in Stardew. Only a few hundred. But I know I've probably got... I gotta be getting relatively close to 1,000 in Terraria, you would think. And I mean, those games, it's all about the gameplay, you know. Well, it's more similar to DD1. If you've never played DD1 and you've only played DD2, then it will be very different for you. But there also won't be a bunch of mysterious things that no one can quite understand. It won't have the bugs that DD2 has. It won't have the hundreds and hundreds of useless shards and mods that no one's ever going to use. It won't have all that stuff. It will be DD1 flavor, so it'll be back to being all about the loot. That's how DD2 was at one point, but they changed it to turn it into what it is now. Ear bleedy. Ear bleedy. DD1 or DD2 used to have special loot in it. Back in the Nightmare 4 days, like you grinded for specific items and it was DD1 flavored, where you knew, okay, if I do this map, I get this item. You know, and it was guaranteed you're going to get that item, and it was a special item. And then you tried to get the highest quality version of that item. Well, that's not a thing in DD2, of course, now. Now the gear means nothing. It's just stuff to hold your other stuff. You know, which is unfortunate that it took that route, but, you know, it is what it is. It's still a great game. It's just not, it's not a true sequel to DD1 in a lot of aspects. Now, part of that was kind of smacked down by the creative decisions being made by an investment company and not by game developers. That right there is the biggest thing that hurt DD2. But one of the things I'm most excited about in DDA is the hunt for special loot, you know, which we just do not have in DD2. And DDA is going to return to the DD1 style of loot, where we will have special loot. You didn't grind a number on a screen. You know, DD2, you grind the number on the screen. Okay, you're at floor 100. Well, do another map and you'll be at floor 101. You won't get anything for it, but you'll be there. You'll have that higher number on your screen. You know, do one more Ancient Power reset, and you'll have one more higher number on your screen. It's not at all in DD2. It's not even close in DD2. You would have to play DD1 to understand what I'm talking about, Shiv. I mean, there was game-changing, huge game-changing stuff that you could find on the very next map. All you had to do was run it one more time and it might be there, you know? There's nothing like that in DD2. Mods, shards, none of that. That's the free-to-play model from... Mods and shards are the free-to-play model from the investment company. That's exactly what those are, you know? I mean, I like it. I've had fun with the grind on it. But it's not special loot like DD1. Oh, there's hundreds of items, Seraphin. I couldn't name one item. There's literally hundreds of items. Every single map you do in DD1, every one of the DLC maps and the CDT update maps, those all will reward you a special item or the chance at a special item for completing it. And then, of course, your goal is to get an Ultimate Plus Plus version of that item. I mean, it was there in the base game. Look at, like, the rocks right now. The rock, getting a high-quality rock is literally a game-changing pet in DDA right now. Now, there's only 4 maps to do. There's not a whole lot of content. But the most game-changing thing in the current 4-map beta is that pet rock. And you could get that pet rock in one more run. It might be a perfect rock, you know? And it's that flavor, you know? It's that style that keeps me playing. I mean, look at, like, the Diablo 3 seasons. Now, Diablo 3, of course, the loot is a lot easier to get. It doesn't require thousands of hours of grind. It's more like hundreds, you know? but you get those items, those special loot items, and then you've got the perfect roll on it. Well, those items are just game changing for you, you know? It's the single biggest difference in play between DD1 and DD2, in my opinion. Besides the quality of life and the better graphics, and that's a matter of opinion. But in my opinion, DD2 is prettier than DD1. You know, I know a lot of people don't agree with that. A lot of people would say that they don't like DD2 as much as far as the graphics go. The main thing DD2 brought to the franchise is it did bring some quality, much needed quality of life. You know, the hero deck is just an awesome thing. I mean, they brought in a lot of really, really good quality of life things in DD2. See, when DD2 back in the day, the difficulties were Nightmare 1, Nightmare 2, Nightmare 3, Nightmare 4. You know, and you had Insane Mode and stuff below that. But you wanted a Nightmare 4, you know, say you're building your apprentice and you want something, you want the Frosty Power ability that's now a shard that's nerfed completely into the ground. Well, you did Life-Root Forest and you played actively on an apprentice, and for completing that map you had the chance of getting a Frosty Power Staff, where that used to be a passive ability that was on a staff that you would use, not a shard that you plug in. And that staff could roll anywhere between 1% and 50%. And of course you wanted a 50%er, you know. And it had that special loot in the game, and then all of that was removed when the Nightmare system was scrapped. And Shards, I mean, you know, I don't want to beat them up too bad, but the decision to put Shards in the game was 100% a decision by the financial group, because that is a free-to-play monetization system, you know. Shards are without a doubt a free-to-play thing. You make it free to play, you make it so you have to have these shards, and then make it so you can spend real money to get shards. That's 100% a free to play monetization decision. And it took away that special loot and gave us these things we could buy with real money instead, you know? The DDA Beta or the DD2 Beta? DD2 Beta, I played thousands of hours before it released, but it was in early access for a long time. Essentially, but the difference is the quality difference. When Shards became a thing, it nerfed them into the ground and made it a base level. Where right now it's what, 33%? You get 33% for Frosty Power, and it used to be 50%, and you used to be able to get it on armor pieces too. You could get it on weapons and armor. So, like, if you had a Frosty Power apprentice that just was placing Frostbite towers, or that was their main thing, you got that Frosty Power passive on every armor piece and weapon and relic. And you could end up getting like up to 250, 300% additional defense power. That is game-changing stuff right there, you know? And they took all that away and they nerfed it into, you know, a flat this amount, and you can only have one. it was it was the first big change in the game that the player base hated, basically. Mods were the reason shards were put in the game. Well, obviously it was because of the free-to-play thing, but that's when they made the switch to the difficulty being based off of hard counters. And it's, in my opinion, it's fake difficulty. Okay, well, you got a cyborg. It disables ground traps, R's, and nodes. So what do? Well, you don't use ground traps, R's, and nodes. And then what is it? It's just an orc with a fancy armor suit on. Because it doesn't do anything. If you don't give it an opportunity to disable something, then it doesn't disable anything. You know? So that's a hard counter, and it's really, in my opinion, it's false. It's just fake difficulty. You either counter it properly or you don't counter it properly. And there's really no other deciding factor there. It's either countered or not countered. Well, that was the first move in Dungeon Defenders 2 that people hated. And the player base spiked up for a minute because there was a big game-changing update, and then it immediately dropped. And people did not like the hard counters. Well, then they decide, okay, well, people hate the hard counters. Well, we don't want to go and change the hard counters. So what can we do? Well, we can make mods, and then you'll be able to use a mod to counter the hard counter. So mods were born as a way to counter the counter. And that's why mods are there. That's why mods became a thing. So, I mean, DD2's entire development cycle was, instead of being based on new creative things, it was based on responses from the community. The community in a whole hated hard counters. Okay, well, they gave us mods. And then hard counters are, you can counter the counter, you know? And a lot of those decisions were made because a financial group was in charge of the creative decisions, and in their mind, it's okay, must keep the people happy and generate more revenue, you know? Which, I mean, it is a business, so, I mean, obviously, the game needs to be profitable, or it's not going to continue. That's just how life works, sadly. Oh, it looks like I lost Pickles. Alright, what do we want to do here? Squire wallet up, trap them all in. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, there are always people that say, oh, well, I put all this work into it, now it's changed. There's always those people. But, I mean, what happens every time there's a World of Warcraft expansion? All your loot becomes crap, because there's brand new, higher level shiny loot. So, I mean, that's just the nature of games. So, I mean, that didn't bother me personally, even though I had grinded all that stuff. It's just, you know, games change. I mean, I had, like, going into the first World of Warcraft expansion, I was in full High Warlord sets with, you know, raid accessories. Well, all that stuff I ended up replacing by the time I had left, like, the second zone in Burning Crusades, you know? But, yeah, I mean, there's always the people that don't want to grind it out. I mean, that's like people ask me all the time now, oh my god, why are you spending so much time in Dungeon Defenders Awakened? You know, all of the stuff is going to get wiped after beta. It's like, yeah, but I'm playing the game for the most important reason ever. And that's because I'm having fun with something new. You know? Well, I mean, you know, that should be priority number one. Enjoying what you're doing and having a new experience. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like those changes, though. Not just because of the grind, just because of the new systems and the hard counters, and just what they represented. I mean, look at right now. I mean, you can do Chaos 7. If you've got the proper shards, you don't even need the mods. But if you've got, like, the perfect shards in slot in every piece of gear, you could do Chaos 7 and Chaos 4 gear, or Chaos 3 gear. I mean, you really can. It's just that easy, you know? If you're using the correct shards and you're using the correct defenses. I mean, if you got Ancient Power and Ascension in the mix, you can do it in no gear. You know, campaign only gear or whatever. You can pre-order it right now, Carice. Let me see, I'll find you a link here. I was going to set it up in the bot. I was actually hoping that Chromatic would have some kind of a referral link, which they don't. But yeah, you can pre-order the game right now. It's there at that address. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%, Alex. It's why I play. It's what keeps me playing, you know, is the gear. Finding the loot. I mean, it's not just in Dungeon Defenders games. I just like that in games. I like getting the shinies, you know? Well, see, that's the thing, Shiv, is it's not that they'd be made useless, it's that they'd be gone. That's what happened with passives on gear. It wasn't that the stuff became useless, it's the stuff was gone. So there's a big difference there, you know? It's not that there was a change, that you had to change your setup. That stuff was no longer in the game. That was the deal there. Now, like I said, personally, that didn't bother me too much. I mean, even if there was seasons, look at Diablo 3. Say DD2 had some kind of seasonal thing, that instead of Ancient Power, it was season-based, like Diablo 3 is, I would start new characters every single season and play through the season. Every season. Because I like that sort of thing. I like the constant progression. I like feeling like if I do this one map just one more time, there's a chance that I could get some special game-changing thing. You know, and when you're early progression in DD2, even now, that's how it is. You know, when you first start the game. But I mean, as far as loot in the game and my personal preferences go, it's all about the chase. Once the chase is over and you found all the loot, that's when the game starts becoming blah. Look at, I ended up making a travesty of Borderlands 3. I grinded it way too hard when Borderlands 3 came out. I grinded it like you would not believe. And within, 3 weeks, I had every single item in the game with perfect anointed rolls on it. So it was, I mean, I had so much stuff, I had to create new characters just to hold stuff for me. And then the chase was over. And I actually finally uninstalled it. I don't even have it on my computer anymore. But yeah, I love the chase. I love the chase for the loot. I'll take that any day over anything else. In DD1, you know, like I said, it's more about the loot in DD1. You know, what can you do? DD1's about the loot, DD2's about the number on the screen. Is your number higher? You know. It's not, though, Shiv, because you're talking about blasting through to Chaos 7. If you're actually progressing through the game, every map you run, you could get a relic that's going to completely change you. You know, say you just started Chaos 1. Well, when you get your first Chaos 1 medallion, that is game-changing. When you get your first Chaos 2 medallion, that is game-changing. You know, if you want to speed through to Chaos 7, then of course you're missing all that. You're not experiencing it. And I mean, one of the things I really love about DDA so far is all signs right now point to it being that loot-focused game. You know, and that's what I want to play. I mean, like I said, I'm not bashing on DD2. Obviously, I played it on all the platforms. I played it over 10,000 hours. You don't play something over 10,000 hours unless you love it, right? Unless you've got real issues. I may have real issues, but that's not one of them. You know, I love DD2, and I got my enjoyment out of DD2. But I do like DD1's loot system better. It's a far better system in my mind. You're right, not many people joining us today, huh? What's going on there, Michael? How you doing? Maybe I'll just do another rock run then, since nobody's joining, and just chillax a little. You plan on playing DD2 a couple thousand hours? Well, I mean, nothing wrong with that. There's a couple thousand hours worth of gameplay there. I personally can't see playing DD2 a couple thousand more hours, but I've already got my 10K into it, where most players don't. I mean, if you've played DD2 for 500 or even 1,000 hours, yeah, you could easily get another 1,000 out of it, no problem. It's got all that grindy gameplay in it, you know. Well, Windows 8.1 kind of stinks, Michael. That sucks. It may be the problem. I mean, I don't know. I know that there was a forum post saying that the game won't run on anything but Windows 10, and then somebody replied and was like, hey, I'm using Windows 7, the game runs great for me. So Windows 8.1 is that one in between, though. I actually installed Windows 8.1 on my machine and instantly removed it and went back to Windows 7. I mean, even Windows 10 is better than Windows 8.1, Michael. You can upgrade it for free to Windows 10 if your machine will run it. But, I mean, it's a beta. It's a early unoptimized beta, you know. Let's see if there's another public group up that I can join. Oh, now there's groups. What do we got? There's a lava mine's insane. We can get a rock run in on somebody else. That's the only survival going right now. Let's do it. Let's see what this person built out here. I must have just missed the window earlier. We got some traps going. Very nice. Nah, there won't be bosses in the beta CPU. It's just the 4 maps. It's a very limited beta. But yeah, no bosses here. Anxious to see what this person does with their trap build here. Yeah, that's most games I go into. I usually get accused of being the fake juice bags. It's like, is there really a fake one? It's not a fake one. Nobody wants to build. I am excited for OMD 3. I'm really looking forward to it. Yep, it is indeed full up now. Sorry, Michael. I don't know what you're looking at, Adrian. Clearly, it's the character models. Because the game itself looks way better than DD2. The map in the world looks way better than DD2. DD2 doesn't have anywhere near this level of graphics. Not even close. So I'm assuming you're someone who looked at the character models and instantly said the game sucks. Player models don't look great. I'm going to agree 1000% with you. But that's not the game, people. That's not the game. That's the player models. It's because I'm using that rock pet there, Leonardo. The rock pet slows you down but gives you a big stat boost. As soon as I can switch off on my builder, I will not be running around on the rock pet. Well, then what are you talking about that looks better? I mean, pick one thing in DD2 anywhere, besides the character models, that looks better than DDA. Name one single thing. Name one thing that has that level of detail and lighting and graphics. DD2 looks great, don't get me wrong. I love it. But you can't say that that DD2 looks better than this. You're just not looking at it then. You're looking at it from a biased perspective. I mean, there's just no comparison. Oh, come on, let me get this built before, I hate this damn rock pet too. I don't want to be running around in slow motion, I assure you. I mean, if you're mad about DD2, then just say you're mad about DD2, man. That's all you got to do. Say, man, I wish they would have spent more, they would have put more time into DD2. But they already put 6 years, 7 years into DD2. Yeah, the rock cuts your movement speed down below the base movement speed, but it gives you big stats in return for it. So it's great for builders. It's just if you get stuck with that character active during the wave, of course you can't swap. You have to wait until the build phase. Oh, you know what? I forgot the... I can't put them in now. I have to wait till the way I forgot to put the enrage jars in. Well, this is only a part of the map, too. We don't... I mean, looking at it right now, if you were to compare this to DD1 or DD2... Now, I didn't see DD1 at that stage in beta, but when DD2 it first had its public view, it had 3 maps, 4 characters, and was nowhere near as far along as this game is. So you have to compare apples to apples. You can't compare something that's got 7 years of development time into it. Ah, shoot. But yeah, you can't compare something with 7 years development time into it to something with less than a year of development time into it. It's just not fair. So if you do an apples to apples comparison and compare them both at the same point, I think most people would say, oh. But that's not what people do. You know, people want to compare finished products to products in development. And that is what people want to do. So, I mean, you know. Everybody forms their own opinions. And everybody's entitled to them. Let's see. Let's get a dummy wall up here, too. Try to soak up some of that ogre goo. God dang it. There we go. I think that will get us through. Well, it's definitely an odd comparison. No doubt there. You don't think comparing DD2 beta to DDA beta is much closer to comparing apples to apples? Why not? DD2, when it hit beta, it had actually had more development time into it than DDA did. Oh, what the heck? Booted. Booted. What the heck? Is it not letting me in now? Wow, that sucks. Boo. Will it let me back in? Nope. No longer listed there. That is unfortunate. Oh, you got booted too? Yeah, I don't know who was the host. Whoever was the host probably got disconnected. If the host gets disconnected, then we do too. Well, I mean, yes and no there, Leonardo. I mean, as far as Unreal 3 to Unreal 4, there's a bunch of differences, but I mean, DD1 and DD2 were both made in the same game engine. So, like, you could compare both of those directly. DD2's actually got more glitches and bugs in it now than it had then. Sadly. Yeah, like I said, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'll say this. Look at the detail just on the stairs here. Look at the amount of detail on the stairs. Now go to wooden stairways in DD2 and look at the amount of detail on those stairs and tell me what you think. Look at the detail of the floor on the tavern or the walls in the tavern. Do you see that level of detail in DD2? You do not. It's just you don't look at those things. No one does. I'm not saying that in a bad way. No one looks at that stuff. But the level of detail and care that went into these maps is significantly different. That's not realistic at all, Leonardo. If you think it's fair to compare a game that's been in development for 7 years... Actually, it's been in development for probably 9 years, because I've been playing it for 7 years. So you're going to compare a game that's been in development for 9 years to something that's not even a year into development yet? I mean, if you're trying to compare that, no matter what game you will ever look at with that same comparison, you will always get the same result. The game with 9 years of development time is going to look way better. You have to compare it apples to apples. You have to, if you're going to compare this game to DD1, you got to compare it to DD1 when this game launches versus when DD1 launched. If you're going to compare it to DD2, you got to compare it to when DD2 launched versus when this game launches. That's how you compare. Yeah, well, like I said, the character model discussion is a whole nother deal. That's a design choice. The characters look good. It's just got a model that most people don't like. That's an art style choice. I'm not going to disagree with anybody there. I don't like the character models either. But that's not what I'm focusing on, you know? I mean, the physics, there are no physics in the game yet. So, I mean, I don't know. Once again, it comes to 9 years development time, less than 1 year development time. I mean, we're going to have to see a launched version of the game before you start looking at physics, really. Well, I mean, you know, like I said, that's a design choice. Obviously, for you, Adrian, it's all about the character models, which that's where this whole conversation started with. No one likes the character models. No one. But these are the character models we've got, and are you going to allow it to ruin the game for you? Because it sounds like you probably are. Clearly never played Minecraft, or Stardew Valley, or Terraria, or RuneScape. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not here to argue or to defend. I don't work for Chromatic. I get no benefit at all by trying to defend their game. But I'm saying you're not giving it a fair shot. You sound like somebody else I know. I'm not going to name any names, but you sound like somebody else I know. How's the character progression? Well, it's DD2's loot system, or DD1's loot system. Alright, I'm just going to do a rock run. Let's see. It depends on what you're looking at, Michael. If you're looking at how the characters move, when everyone agrees that they all hate the character models, If you just dwell on that one thing, then yeah, you'll never find anything positive about the game, and what I would suggest is not playing it. Because if you can't see the positive in it, then you shouldn't play it. There's no doubt. I'm a firm believer in always play a game that you think is a great game and that you'll have fun with. If you don't think that's the case for you, then you should certainly not play it. Let's see, let's just do another one here. I don't really want to do another rock run though, I just did one. We could do a robot run. I'm afraid to do a cat run because the game turns to crap at wave 10. I'll try it anyway, see if you've made any improvements to it. I can't host, y'all. I can't host and stream at the same time. I can do campaign maps, but I can't do a survival. Well, like I said, I mean, it's not my place to defend. So if you don't like what you see, don't play it. If you do like what you see, do play it. That's, like I said, I very, very firm believer in just that process with every game. You know, everyone and their brother raves about Monster Hunter World. I think it looks terrible. So what do? I ain't playing it. You know, I mean, it's just that simple. You formulate your decisions and decide what you want to play. I mean, if you like DD1 better, DD1's got a very active community still playing the game, so play DD1. If you like DD2 better, DD2's still got a very active community playing the game, so just play DD2. You know, it's easy peasy. Let's see. Guess let's go and get the walls in. I'm anxious to see if they've made any changes to the Wave 10 situation here. Those that have played this map know what I'm talking about. DD2 doesn't have amazing graphics, though. DD2 looks very pretty for what they had to work with. But the graphics don't look anywhere near as good as this. Did the character models look better? Yeah, we've already had that conversation. The graphics themselves, the world that you're in, what you see running around other than the character model, looks leaps and bounds better than DD2. There's zero doubt about that. DD2 looks great for an old, outdated game engine that has no support. That's what DD2 is made on, and for what they had to work with, it looks fantastic. No doubt about it. Well, of course they're not as polished, because it's a game that's been in development for 9 goddamn years. How come you guys won't understand what I'm saying? You can't compare that. Let them get the game launched. I understand exactly what Adrian's saying, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. DD2 has had years of polish. And is it polished? It's as polished as it's gonna get. But I would hardly call DD2 a polished product. It's buggy as hell. It's got massive issues. If you don't see that in DD2, then you just haven't played it enough yet. Once you put more time into it, you will see that it's buggy as hell and it's got major issues. It's got issues that cannot be fixed without switching game engines, which just isn't going to happen. This is an opportunity for them to create a Dungeon Defenders game that's something that doesn't have those issues. I love the way DD2 looks. I think they did a great job at DD2. I think the world creators at DD2 were absolutely amazing. What can I do here? Let's bring this one down. What does that leave me? That leaves me 8. Let's get some traps going. No, DD2 is done. I mean, yeah, they're going to keep updating it because it's a free-to-play game. It's never going to go away, but there's no major content update coming for DD2. They've already told us that. So DD2 will get cosmetic updates, and it will get some bug fixes. But they haven't they didn't even promise the Prime Incursions. So the Prime Incursions we got is actually kind of a bonus. Well, I would disagree with you there too, Adrian, considering the monk looks like he's 60. Nah, I wouldn't agree with that at all. The monk looks like a grandpa, all hunched over, wearing an adult diaper. Let's see, now I think I'm going to try putting a decoy up here this time. See if that works for ogre boogers. February 2020 is when the game will launch, Henry. Yeah, but Baby Yoda's cute. The monk ain't cute. Look at him from a facial view. He looks like an old, grumpy old man. I mean, yeah, it looks like a toddler's body, but his face looks like a grumpy old man. Hopefully I can get a cat with stats. I've gotten just junk cats. You know what? I should have went with the spikes instead of... that'll be fine. Oh, you mean the things that aren't in the game yet? I don't know, Adrian. I'm going to wait until the game launches to tell. What physics is it you speak of? Because exclamation beta in chat is what I would say. I would say read that and then formulate some opinions after, because they tell you right in that article what's not in the beta yet. I mean, if physics don't seem right when the game launches, I'll be the first one to say it. But when those sorts of things are not really in the game yet, other than just a playable version, you can't really judge that. Or I'm not going to judge that. You judge it all you want. But I personally am not going to judge that. You have to judge what's there, not what's not there yet. My best cat has got like 2 stats on it. I mean, the only thing with physics that I've seen that I don't like is the bowling ball tower. I mean, as far as physics go, there's not really very many questionable there's just not many physics here. I mean, so I guess I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't think the physics of the bowling ball tower are quite right. I think that, like, the bowling balls are weightless and just ping pong around. But, I mean, as far as game physics, that's really the only thing that I can think of that just doesn't look right to me. Yeah, I mean, that's the dream there, Sando. Is, you know, get us a DD3 that's going to be a full standalone game with all new maps. You know, maybe same heroes, but give us some new heroes too. Nah, DDA is like DD 2.5. It's the stepping stone for DD3. It's a chance for Chromatic, their rebranded studio, to make a title on their own. And the success of the title determines whether or not there will be a DD3. Yeah, well, I mean, you figure when DD3 starts development, it will take, you know, what, 5 years, 6 years? It'll be in development for years. Start with new heroes and well, they can do that, but the problem then is it starts messing with the game's lore if they start with all new heroes. That would be cool, though. Get a fresh perspective from a bunch of new heroes. What's my favorite defense? Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Monk. I've always been a fan of Monk and Monk auras. I just... DD1, DD2, DDA. I don't see any difference there. As far as, you know, my favorite defense, I just love auras. I haven't really had that. I mean, there's... higher survival waves definitely have issues, you know, no doubt there. Oh, it runs fine and then randomly dies? That, I don't know. I haven't had that happen personally. But, I mean, right now the game's not optimized at all. So, I don't know what that would be. What's going on there, Z-Hero? How you doing? Take it easy there, Henry. Enjoy. Have a wonderful day / evening. Well, I mean, there will be many optimization passages for the game launch there, Matthew. I mean, that's just normal. You know, every game has that. Even after launch, there will still be optimization passes. But I know that there's like some memory leak issues now. I mean, there's obvious issues that still need to be addressed. But, you know, 4 maps, limited beta. half of the game's content, or half of the game's systems not even in the game yet. It's $39.99 is the lowest price there, Adrian. I mean, that's already listed. That preorders.chromatic. Or no, it's preorder.dungeondefenders.com, I think. Let me see, I posted it earlier. Let me look. Yeah, there it is. That will be the launch pricing, I'm pretty sure. Well, that was the early pre-order thing there, listen. They actually told everybody like a week in advance when that was going away. And now it's actual... well, I'm assuming it's the launch pricing. $39, $49, and $59. I'm sure that there will be another package later down the road once DLCs come out that include everything. But I think that's what they'll launch with, is those prices. Too broke for that, fair enough. Alright, this is wave 11. Now, the game didn't completely shut down on me at wave 10, and I didn't even notice a difference. So, that issue was fixed. This map, the reason I don't have any better cats yet, is this map used to just turn into a complete train wreck at wave 10. Like, you would drop down to like 10, 15 frames per second. But it looks like whatever issue that was is now resolved, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want the game developer to get any money from your investment, that's always a choice. I personally don't use G2A. The whole concept of it is just a little bit sketchy to me. If I'm going to put money into something, I would rather support the developer and support the artists that are making the game. But, you know, to each their own. Alright, let's see, let's get this side up. It's not enough juice. Well, I mean, we'll see. There's Sando. Can't even say that at this point. I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but, you know. Chromatic, as a company and as a developer, doesn't have a game yet. This is their first game, so... we will have to see how it turns out. Hopefully, you know, Dungeon Defenders, of course, is... if you're a fan of action defense games, Dungeon Defenders is the big one. It's the big daddy. So hopefully the franchise continues on in a successful and healthy manner. The communication is actually really bad, to be honest. There's no community manager right now. They've been looking for one for several months. So there's like almost no interaction between the developers and the community. So you can't even really say that at this point, to be honest. Oof, wrecked. Dude's got 2,600 health. I don't know how he died that. Well, it may have been a cobalt. I say, is he that damn squishy? Oh, stuck bads right here. At this point, I don't even think it matters. Just throw it anywhere. Well, one more wave, and then we get a kitty cat. I probably won't go all the way through. Get the cat and pray for stats. Any stats. Like I said, I think my best cat so far has got like maybe 2 stats on it. And it's like 2 ones. What's going on there, Michael? How you doing? There's some good games coming next year. Well, I mean, hopefully they're good games. We got DDA. We got OMD3. We got, what else is coming? That Cyberpunk looks pretty good. Over to the ARPG side of things, like that Wolcen looks really good. Diablo 4 will be a while down the road. Orcs Must Die 3 is releasing next year. It's similar to Dungeon Defenders, being an action defense game. It's different. It's similar in genre, but that's about it. The entire game plays entirely differently. But great game. Orcs Must Die 1 and Orcs Must Die 2 were amazing games. Orcs Must Die Unchained was their attempt at a free-to-play game that kind of flopped a little. during the free-to-play craze that hit back a few years ago. I'm glad companies are starting to go away from that. I just cannot stand the microtransaction, loot boxy business model. I mean, hell, there's enough pay-to-play games that have loot boxes in them now. It's like, jeez, really? They're just great games. I mean, Orcs Must Die and Orcs Must Die 1 are just absolutely fantastic games. You won't get as much playtime out of them as you do DD1 or DD2. But as far as a game that you can sink a few hundred hours into of just pure enjoyment, it's definitely up there on the list. It's tough to answer. They're both just awesome games. They're two of my favorite games. There's things I like more about DD1, and there's things I like more about DD2. I can't really put one above the other. I can tell you I played DD2 a lot more hours than DD1. But it doesn't necessarily mean I like it better. It means I played it a lot longer. To be honest, if you could take DD1's play style and loot system and progression system and turn that into DD2's graphics and DD2's quality of life things, I think you would have the absolute perfect game. I really do. I mean, I just can't imagine there being a better action defense game than that. They're more similar to DD1 than DD2. In fact, right now, I haven't tested everything yet, so I can't say it's everything. But everything I have tested so far, which has been auras, the bowling ball turrets and harpoons, explosive traps, it's all exact one-to-one stats from DD1. It's the exact same damage numbers, attack rate. Everything is exactly the same as DD1. Which that actually gives me hope. Oh crap, I forgot about the dang pet. I'll have to crack it open next wave. I'm glad you said something there, Seraphim. I completely forgot to look. It was there before this wave. It'll be there in the box next wave. If you don't loot the chest, the pet will continue to go back inside until you actually loot it. So I'll have to catch it after this one. Hopefully I get one with stats. Oh, I do too, Michael. I'm hoping a lot of those make it in. I mean, I want to see new maps too. You know, I don't want like a direct remake of DD1, but there's some maps in DD1 I really love. You know, Misty Mire's such a great map. Aquanos is such a great map. At launch, it'll be the original heroes. It'll be just like the other games, Jiggles. When DD1 launched, when DD2 launched, it was all just the basic 4. It'll be the same as those at launch. Ramparts was your favorite from DD1? Alright, let's check out the kitty. Oh! Actually got stats. 3 stats. 7 casting. I mean, it's not great stats, but I'll take it. Better than the one I was using. Or that one's got 3 stats too. Actually, casting and skill. This one is the one I was using is better. I thought I had a 0 stat cat on. Apparently not. What is the benefit of that? Well, the main benefit of the cat is it's double damage. So you put it on your damage hero. They put quite the focus on that, Tappy. They say that they're going to have systems in place for that. No, it doesn't. Different cats do, or different pets do different things. The propeller cat is a DPS pet. It's not for your towers. I mean, if it's got tower stats on it, it will affect your towers. But that's not why you use it. You use it because you get double damage. Literally double damage. from your hero. Get a little low here. I used a face cam for years there, Tappy, so it wouldn't be a new thing. Those that have been around the channel know that I play in my living room, and a camera is not an option. As soon as I move, I'll have my own space again, and I'll start using the webcam again, but until then, I'm moving next year. Like spring, probably, of next year. What's going on, Patrick? How you doing? Wow, I'm sitting on 7,000 mana. I wonder what it goes up to. I kind of want to test it, but on the same note, I want to use this 7,000 mana. Let's just burn it up here. When is Dungeon Defenders 2 coming out? Dungeon Defenders 2 came out, what? Released in early access 6.5 years ago, I want to say. Or at least it's 6 years ago in November. And then it full launched about 2.5 years ago. Liar. Well, considering I've made almost 3,000 Dungeon Defenders 2 videos, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a lie. I mean, look at my channel. I've been making DD2 videos for over 6 years. So, yep, not a lie. Sorry to break it to you there, Annihilator. Yeah, I wish that cross saves were a thing too, Tappy. I've asked him about it many, many times. But they said it's just not an option. You know, that there's just not going to be cross saves in DD2. Something to do with the licensing of how it works with Xbox and PlayStation and everything. Will I ever post a defense strategies guide? I mean, for DDA, sure, hundreds once the game launches. Right now, the strategy is add as many stats as you can and go ham. You know. Yeah, cross saves are confirmed for DDA already, Tappy. So that will be there right at launch. No release date yet. February 2020 is all they've told us, but no specific date yet. Cross save means that you can, if you own the game on multiple platforms, you can play the game on the same account. So it's like, it's perfect for me. When the game launches, I'll be doing PC streams, Xbox streams, PlayStation streams, Nintendo Switch streams, and I'll be playing from the same account, no matter what platform I play it on. DD2 is a massive grind. I mean, starting any Dungeon Defenders game over on a different platform is not something I really suggest to anyone, to be honest. I've done it, and it sucks starting over, you know? Stuck ogre. What is he? It looks like his arm is stuck. The trap's already maxed. This one could get maxed. I don't have all the other characters set up for DPS. It's beta, and none of this is being saved, so, I mean, I'm not going to grind and grind and grind. I've done a lot of grind already. Let's just go ahead and up it all. Actually got everything full upgraded except the walls. That's a rarity. Well, I guess I can start upgrading walls now. It's DD1 defenses, Marcus. There's been a couple of changes, but for the most part, it's DD1 defenses. I think that will depend on Terraria. Because that's... I mean, I think that would be awesome. Like, the Terraria crossover in DD2 was a wonderful thing. I'm really hoping that it happens in DDA as well. But we'll have to see. You know, that, like I said, that's something between Chromatic and Terraria. Relogic. I mean, the Dryad's just super fun to play. That, I mean, if you're a fan of Terraria, you know, the Dryad in DD2 is just a awesome rendition. Awesome game there, Sando, there's no doubt. I don't even need to upgrade these walls any further, I don't think, but might as well, right? How did this map start dropping more mana or something? I can't recall ever upgrading this map all the way before, but I haven't done it very many times either because of the performance. In fact, this will only be the second time I've completed it. On stream, anyway. I completed it off stream a couple times. It seems like there's a lot of mana dropping now, though. What do I say to people above floor 900? I don't really say anything. What would you expect me to say? Grats? I mean... That's one of the problems with DD2 is the difference between floor 900 and floor 80 are a little slider on the health and damage bars, and that's it. There's no difference. Every mutator, every lane combination, every mob type, you've already encountered them all long before floor 900. So, I mean, the people that made it to floor 900, they've got a mad amount of patience, so I'll give them that. the tip to making it to floor 900, keep grinding. Because you're going to do literally the exact same thing from floor 50 to floor 900. You'll do the exact same thing. So, I mean, like I said, the people that made it there, hats off to them. They got a massive amount of patience. And that's the number one requirement to make it to floor 900 is massive amounts of patience. Maybe one day, Omar. Maybe one day. I used to play a bunch of Minecraft back in the day. I haven't played it in a long time. The last serious Minecraft playthrough I did, I think, was 1.6.4. That's used to be all I did, Sando. The very first video on my channel is Orcs Must Die 2. But that used to be all I did was Orcs Must Die 2 content. Playing Minecraft right now, nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't be against doing another Minecraft playthrough, but it would take a interesting mod pack. It would have to be very healthy in mods. Is definitely the only way I would want to continue playing it. Or to play it again, I should say. Something shiny on the ground over here. Not a spectacular piece. I think I'll take it just to get rid of the up arrow on the screen. Burning through these auras and stuff now. Holy crap. Two more waves and I get my next pet. I think now it's pretty much automated. Tower boost and repair. The ogre's got a crap ton of health. Well, I mean, if you look at the scaling, Patrick, it's DD1 scaling. So, I mean, they should be as big as DD1 auras, you know? Once actually they should be bigger because we'll end up with massacre mode. So there's nightmare scaling of gear and then massacre mode scaling. Probably a whole bunch of Xboxes here and there, Nathaniel. Well, they definitely get bigger than this. I can tell you if I was to do this map in DD1 right now on my decked out Nightmare Monk, I'd put one aura stack right here where this wall is, and it would cover the entire area. So there's the difference. I mean, literally, I would put a stack of auras right here, and everything would be covered. Oof. There's another arrow. What do we got? Yeah, pieces of POS. Too bright? Well, I mean, like, once the game fully launches and it's optimized and everything, I'll be definitely turning those graphics down and tweaking them. I do it with all the Dungeon Defenders games. They're always big on their bright, shiny lights and big bloom effects and just overall bright, flashy things. DD1, to me personally, I just cannot play it with post-processing turned on. It's like it would give you an epileptic seizure or something. It's just so bright and flashy. One more wave and I get my pet. Let's see, there's not very many graphics options available. I'll turn the post-processing down, that should help quite a bit. And it's still got that big bloom effect. A lot of the graphics settings are not quite dialed in yet. All the smoke from those traps looks... Actually, it's from the fireball explosions. Looks a little different here with post-processing turned down. Alright, Michael, we'll have fun. Enjoy. Give me my second kitty cat here, damn it. I've seen a few really good ones, just none of them on my screen. Always on somebody else's screen. I have to take this song off the playlist, I think. I haven't seen David for a while. This song is kind of a meme song for one of the viewers that comes by quite frequently. Dude, god dang it, wrong button again. I just tower boosted nothing. I do kind of. I was thinking about that a few days ago there, PTK. Although I played Second Wave way back in the day, I didn't play it a lot. But I did put quite a bit of time into Dungeon Defender's Eternity on mobile. And that was kind of nice, you know. But, I mean, we'll get the fix for that with the Switch, the Nintendo Switch. Alright, let's get the kitty cat. Let's see. Nope. Where's it? Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. 6 stats. Vitality, agility, casting, and skill. Now, that one I think is better than what I'm currently using. Yeah, man, I used to, and then the crossplay with between mobile and PC for DDE. I would build out a map on the PC and then just have it running there, and I'd have my tablet sitting in front of me with it running on the tablet too, and I'd crossplay with myself. Crossplay with myself? That sounds bad. What was that? No, nothing spectacular. Not a terrible piece, but nothing I needed to bother collecting. $86 bads left, almost there. I tell you what, this ran about 1,000 times smoother than the last time I played this map. Still gets a little sketchy with the framiness at the end, but big difference compared to what it used to be. Doesn't look like any loot really for me. All the best loot's on Alchemical Labs. It was all about the cats. That's not a terrible piece, but that power is so low compared to the other stats. Is that what you have to do? Go below 5.0 to play Second Wave? Somebody was talking about that not too long ago. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was IHDC from the community development team. I'm not sure who it was. Back a few months ago, they were talking about that, downgrading to a different Android version. Anyway, y'all, that is going to get it for me today. Sorry for the late stream today. I'll be a little more on time tomorrow. But got to get the wife up and ready for work and all that good stuff. But thank you all an absolute ton for swinging by. I do appreciate you. And I will see you all next time. Hopefully everybody's having a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. And we'll see you soon, y'all. Take it easy.